Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Penton.
And Mr. Penton.
Nice to see you guys for Master Yourself Martial Arts here in Titusville. And we just had a Taekwondo tournament this weekend. An parent asked me to talk a little bit in our classes this week about how to lose gracefully.
Ooh, that's such a good one. Losing gracefully.
And I was thinking about it because I know that one of the great things about training in martial arts that really drew me to it in the first place was that in our style, to get a black belt, you don't have to be better than anyone else. It's not like you're getting a black belt is going to depend on someone else not getting a black belt. Whereas in competition, you winning generally requires someone else to not win. Another competitor that I was competing with this weekend, she kind of called it you win or you learn. And I think in both of these phrases, like winning, not winning, winning or learning, we're going to try to take the word lose out of the vocabulary. And I just had a couple of thoughts and I want to know what you think about it.
Okay.
The first one is that when we think about losing gracefully, like that doesn't mean you don't care. Right? Like it doesn't mean, because I feel like I got to have both of these experiences this weekend. I did a midterm testing at the national rank in midterm testing in front of a panel of masters, and I was just not prepared enough. Like I don't know what the results are, but I would not be surprised if my score was not the passing score I was shooting for. I think I was just short of my goal, and I feel like that's what really hurt. It wasn't like I just went and bombed it.
Right.
Like, it's not like I went and got like a fail. Like it was just like it was really close, but not quite there. I was super disappointed.
Yeah.
And I cried a little. You were there. And I thought about giving up Taekwondo forever and giving up on my goal of getting to my 4th degree black belt. I thought about not competing on Saturday. I thought all of these things.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that that's a part of it, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a graceful part, and the graceful part was that I did this in the privacy of my own home, and I didn't let it last a long time.
Right.
You know, and I thought you were a great listener, right? As far as being supportive, you were like, you know, if that's really what you want to do, I'll support you. And I don't know if it was hard for you or not to be like, because I know you, and I'm sure you wanted to be like, no, go for it. I believe in you. You can do it. But I felt really respected because you didn't try to take away my pain.
Yeah.
Because I think you also know from experience that sometimes having a failure is feedback. You know, it's like, oh, well, the training I did, the preparation I did almost got me where I wanted to be, but it didn't get me quite there, so I need to do something different next time. And I think if you tried to save me from that by saying, oh, well, the judge is stuck, or the testing format isn't fair, or something like that, you know, you didn't save me from the standard. You didn't save me from my pain. You're going to let me learn from it.
Oh, thank you for all the credit. Appreciate that. Well, I know I've been there. Like, I've had that moment. I've gotten kicked in the face and, you know,
Literally, because this is Taekwondo.
Yeah, it's Taekwondo, so it happens, right? And I've missed my goals, and I've been in that situation where you feel so embarrassed, you just want to curl up into your shell and you know, and go away and hide forever. Everybody's had that experience if you've really put your heart out there and really gone for something. You know, but I think that the most important thing is that it's so hard for us, but we need to separate out our actions from our identities. Because we are not what we do. That's not true. We are what we are. We are ourselves. We need to take time to just be a person.
Right.
We need to take time to just be ourselves, because just existing is enough.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to say don't go for achievement, because I am full-throatedly supporting achievement. I want you to go and I want you to fight and I want you to win. But I don't want you to base your identity, your sense of self on...
I'm a winner.
Yeah, you can. It's okay. You can believe that you're a winner, but don't believe that you're a winner because you win, or a loser because you lose. You know, I think that everyone should be playing a long game in life. And when you say, hey, this is an outcome that I'm committed to, and I'm going to keep going until I find a way to get there, that makes you a winner. right? If you keep going, if you keep persevering, you find a way, that makes you a winner. You know, somebody who's a real loser, they get up there, they try, they lose, and then they quit because they still want it, but they don't want it bad enough to work for it.
Or they don't want it bad enough to lose first.
Or they don't want it bad enough to lose first.
And that kind of brings me to like the part 2 of my story, okay?
Okay.
So I went home and I cried and I licked my wounds and I did all this stuff and, you know, went back to my day job teaching Taekwondo. And on Saturday, decided I would go and compete. And I'm a big Brene Brown fan. You guys should all go listen to her TED Talk. She's amazing.
Yeah, she is.
And anyway, so I listened to a podcast that she was interviewed on, and I came to this realization. I was like, well, what if I was competing because it was fun? What if I was doing this because I enjoyed it? Because I've been telling people forever, I've gone to, since I had babies, I've been going to a lot of Taekwondo competitions where I came home with, they call it a Sangam Spirit Award, which is kind of a commemorative medal, so you've got a keepsake from the event.
Let you know you were there.
Let you know you were there, because it kind of stinks to come oh God. But so anyway, I've gotten a lot of those, and but today I was like, okay, because I don't think it's good for my soul to go to a competition, put it out on the line, not win, and be like, oh, well, now I'm an inadequate human being.
Right.
And so, well, what if I was doing this because it was fun? And so I had to test that theory, right? Because I could do my form, and that was pretty fun. Mm-hmm. I love doing forms. But then I lost my first sparring match, and I was like, well, that was not fun. Hey, we're gone. Oh, well, why wasn't that fun? Well, that wasn't fun because I felt like I wasn't, this is actually some of the same problems I was having in my testing. Some of my balance isn't as good as it should be. Some of my flexibility isn't where I'd like it to be. And so I just felt like I wasn't there doing my best, and so that was what was not fun. I drank a bottle of water, counted backwards from 10, kind of got my head in the game, and then we did our combat weapons event, where you hit people with sticks, and you don't have to be able to kick people in the head to do that, which was good for me because I'm not there today. And I got 3rd place.
High five.
I know. I won 3 sparring. I won several matches.
Right.
Yeah, and that was fun.
Right.
But winning was fun.
Right.
But the thing was that winning was able to be fun without being what is it? My whole identity wasn't tied up in that. And so it was like a treat for some of the training and practice and stuff like that I've done without being I'm asking you to finish my sentence because you sometimes finish them better than I do.
Well, I think it's challenging because if I was watching this, I'd be like, okay, so the secret to losing gracefully is win. Right? That's what I would be thinking, is the secret to losing gracefully is win. And I think the only thing that I would say is add a couple words, win in the end.
Win in the end, right? Because I feel like that's the thing, right? You were saying it's a long game.
Right.
And I've been doing this for a long time. I was talking to somebody, and I was like, it has been 6 years since I got a medal at a national event for the ATA. Mm-hmm. And I feel like and it's not like I wasn't competing. It's not like I took 5 years off. But I also, this was the other thought I had when I was thinking, oh, well, I'll just quit. Is it's like, well, I may not be where I want to be yet. Mm-hmm. I may not have the flexibility and fitness that I want to have, but I am a heck of a lot closer than I would be if I weren't doing this.
Yeah.
I'm much more prepared for this competition because I did all those competitions where I did not win, where I learned. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what was important, I think, is that what I learned was not that I'm inadequate. What I learned was that there's another level, and if I want to win, I have to get there.
Yeah. I know this old story with Thomas Edison is so corny that it took him 10,000 tries to create a light bulb, and we say that, but I don't think we really think about, am I really willing to commit to something again and again and again and keep trying until I'm successful. You know, and I think that this part of the problem is we spend a lot of time in technology land where everything is tailor-made, everything is custom designed to suit us or interest us or be easy
or
for
even
us.
be easy at first and increase in difficulty at a like kind of a set rate so that you can kind of grow with it. It's like a cool thing that we can do.
Right.
Um,
And we can do that in physical training too, but there are limitations of the human body, and as you get into upper echelons of athleticism, you know, you really have to elevate yourself, elevate your game. You gotta grow. So
anyway, so I feel like, I guess what I want to leave you with is that to lose gracefully, like, the goal is not to like not be disappointed, right?
I believe in crying.
Yeah, like, don't say like, oh, well, I didn't care anyway, because if you don't care anyway, you're really not going to win.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't want to win, you're not going to get to win. Now, I think the other thing is that, like, we don't blame other people for our failures.
That's it. That's right.
We need to take responsibility. Like, don't personalize it. Don't be like, I'm a failure, but I'm responsible for my training. I'm responsible for my preparation, and I can change those things.
Right.
I can change how I train. I can train how I prepare. I can do my 30-day ab challenge so I can do my 50 sit-ups in a minute.
Go, Mrs. Penton. High five.
Okay, you guys heard it here. It's my goal. You know, but I can change those things that I'm in control of if I own my failure. But if I try to make it somebody else's fault, if I be, oh, well, if they just didn't have the fit test, or if they did it the way they used to, or if those judges had seen my points, then it's their fault, and then I can't change it. And then if I win, it's because I was lucky, not because I was good. If I win, it's because it happened to happen, not because I made it happen. And so when you take away your kids' pain, when they come up against a failure or an opportunity that didn't work out the way they wanted, then we rob them of the opportunity to claim credit for their achievement when they do win.
Yeah, I think that's so important. And the other thing, just one more time to reemphasize, is that don't let this be a reflection of your identity as a winner
parent,
or a loser,
or
as a parent. You know, my kid's a winner. You know, and I think that that's the biggest thing is when we make it a reflection of our identity, what our children do.
That's a lot of pressure on your kids.
That's a lot of pressure on your kids. So to me, the secret of losing gracefully is to be really sad about it and then figure out how you're going to pick yourself up and move forward for your goals.
Yeah, and I think that there's also like maybe give yourself a time limit, right? Like you can do that, right? Like, okay, I'm going to give myself 15 minutes to just whine, cry, complain, let it all out. And then when that timer goes off, I'm going to think of 10 things that went well, something I want to do differently, something I learned, something I liked, and something that went better than I expected. Because even in like something that doesn't go well, there's, even in my, not up to my own standards testing experience, there were some things that I felt like, I did that pretty well. I broke 2 of my boards on the first try. I got to work on that other one, but, I was doing something right in my preparation. Maybe it wasn't all I could have done. Maybe it wasn't all I should have done, but I can modify that.
Yeah. We can make changes, we can monitor and adjust, and we can reach our goals ultimately.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the same thing for making a budget and sticking to it, so that you can get financial freedom and independence. I think it's the same thing for physical fitness. Just because you step on the scale and it doesn't show the number that you want to see doesn't mean that you're a failure or a fatso. Just because you didn't get the job that you wanted this time. I mean, I just feel like any area of life that we look at, it's all connected, and we need to be playing our lives for the long game, not for the short. Right.
Am I living in a way that I can be proud of? Am I putting effort into this that I can sustain? Am I
proud of what I'm becoming?
Yeah. And I feel like maybe the last key here to maybe losing is to get support. We train together at Master Yourself Martial Arts. We've got a family of students. We've got a family of competitors. And we can be victorious together, and we can be learning together, right?
Yeah.
And it really helps because sometimes when we feel like we failed, or I feel like maybe students feel this way sometimes. They feel like somehow they let me and Mr. Penton down by not winning, and that's just not how I feel about it. I'm always happy to coach a student in doing better next time.
Right.
but I mean, I'm over here being super excited about getting a third place, and there's second place, there's first place. There's so many other places you could be.
Right. There's more events that you could have placed
right,
in.
they could have done another,
so many other options. So.
Right. So, so I can want to hide and isolate myself from that and pretend, not want to face somebody. But when we come together, then we have that support and know that we're still appreciated for ourselves, and that love and support is not dependent on our performance in this one day thing. And maybe some of the other things that you deal with in life that have a winning and not winning
right.
component can feel bigger, but the people who are there for you, who are really there for you, are going to be there for you in the good times and the bad times, right? That's what I want for my kids. I want them to be that kind of friend who's there in the good times and the bad time. I want to be that kind of friend. I want to be that kind of instructor and mentor in people's lives. And so I think that seeking out that support is a really important part.
Yeah. And just to piggyback on what you were saying, Mrs. Fenton, I think that the most important thing is to remember, we all, as people, we all have this fear that we're not enough. And if we're not enough, we won't be loved. And when we really take a minute to realize that we are more than whatever this experience is, and that we will still be loved, even if it doesn't go our way, then it can take some of the edge off of the fear of losing.
That's true. Right.
Because I think the fear of losing is what actually causes people to lose most of the time. So we want to make sure that people who are in our influence really end up winning. So we want to let them know that our love for them is unconditional, because we love them for who they are, not for any results that they bring to the table.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us for this little coffee minute.
Boom.
All right.
If you want to find out more about classes, you can check out our website, and you can join our family and train with us, and we will love you unconditionally too.
All right. Just give us a call at 321-383-4600. Or visit us online at TitusvilleATA.com.
All right.